Alright, y'all. So I'm about to break down this video, how I made my first signals bot. It's not going to be an in-depth tutorial talking about exactly what I did and everything regarding that. It's just me breaking down the thought process behind it and how I'm using the information that I learned, or just how I did like a little bit of quantitative analysis to just try to test, with this first bot to see what I could achieve. And again, this is just me explaining my journey. I'm not a guru. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not like this trader that's living this amazing life. I'm just showing my journey to other people. So anyone that's having a path that's similar to mine, or you just want to see somebody doing like a little bit different in the trading world, I'm just here to be that person, here to be that vessel. And by me giving to you, I give back to myself because I'm able to understand what's in my mind and where I'm going with trading. So I made my first signals bot, and what I'll do before I let me just show you guys what it looks like. I have it running right now. So let's turn it on. So over here I have it running, right? So every like minute it just pulls data from Yahoo Finance, and I use DIA as a proxy. So if the way the signal works is that it measures the overall change for the financial stocks that belong in the financial sector of the Dow. So if JP Morgan and whatever other finance stocks that belong to the Dow, if they are moving positively, and the DIA, which is the proxy I'm using, if that's moving positively at the same time, we get a buy signal. If they're both selling at the same time, we get a sell signal. Now, if we have right now no trade, where we get a mixed signal, where one sector is moving up, the other one is moving down, we get a no trade. So it's very 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 simple. It's not anything that's like complex. Like, you're not going to get rich from this, you're not going to become like a millionaire from using this. But I just share it just to show, all right, it's possible. As a person who I don't consider myself a computer scientist, right? It's possible to start developing small algos, getting better, and or not algos, but just like automated signals, automated trades. I'll eventually get to that. Without being a computer science major, I use primarily ChatGPT and then some of my own like just knowledge, reading different books to come to that. So let's break down like the thought process behind this. Like, I ended up just going for the signals bot because I just did not have. First off, I picked signals because I did not have the computation ability, or the computer science ability to do a full-fledged bot where it develops the signal, it develops the trade and the risk management, and then it puts it over into the broker. I'm not there yet. I'm just in the first stage of things where I just need a signal from interpreting data. So far, let me just put that. So far, all I have is that it can interpret data, and then from that interpreted data, it puts out a signal. So that's just the first one. Of course, like, as as you get further along, the signal becomes a trade, and then the trade has to be managed. All right, develops a trade, and then it has to go to the broker, and then it has to be managed. All right, that's like the full thing, and then it comes all the way back. What do we put here? Center, endpoint, arrow, start point. So full circle, interprets data, develops a signal, creates a trade from it, sends that trade to the broker, manages the position, and then it recycles again to interpret more data. And that's pretty much like what how I broken down what a bot is supposed to do. So when we go into this signal part, right, where we just have an interpreting data, what I'm having the bot do, right, is, let's just take this one. So what I'm having this bot do as far as interpreting data is it's pulling we'll just do finance sector. It's pulling stocks that are in the Dow Jones from the financial sector. So we'll just say I gotta use that image for it. Stocks. I don't feel like pulling up my Excel. Actually, let me do that. Let me pull up my Excel spreadsheet, and then I'll do that because that'll probably be faster. It's just I just have to dig through it. I have to dig through some of my stuff just to find it really quickly. But scripts, code, historical data, strategy. Let's just Google it because I got too many things. What stocks? And this is what you can do yourself. What stocks are a part of the financial sector of the Dow Jones? Okay, so it's moving down. We'll just pull it up. Let's just see. And I think by the names, I'll be able to tell you guys. So American Express, continue without supporting. Get out of here. American Express, right? So AXP, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan and Chase, and I don't know if Procter and Gamble. Nah, Procter and Gamble might be like consumer staples or industrials. I'm not sure, but I think that's about it. And Visa, maybe and Visa. So you got Visa, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and American Express. So what the bot does, so we put JP Morgan, got Goldman Sachs, we have American Express, and then we have Visa. So we'll just put V. So all of these stocks belong to the financial sector. So we'll just pull it right here. All of these stocks belong to the financial sector, and the data that we're doing is we're trying to see is let me go to the pen. We're just trying to find out if change the color. If the weighted average, the weight of this financial sector, like all those stocks together, is it going up? Hey, that shit is like nothing. Is it going up, right? And is it going down? And we get this data from Yahoo Finance, and once we get that data, it compares it to the DIA, which is our proxy. Proxy meaning that it's not exactly the same, but the DIA moves very closely to the YM or Dow futures, depending on depending on whether you're trading this through like a regular broker or you're doing like actual futures trading. So it's like YM, and it just spits out a signal, and that's pretty much it, right? And the background to this was just finding a correlation between the different sectors, right, in relation to the Dow Jones price movement. So in the research, right, I found that the finance sector moves the closest with the Dow. So let's do this, right? So if the Dow is going like this, right, it's going like this. Let's do like a purple. The Dow's going like this. Financials kind of go like this. It's not perfect, right? But it's kind of correlated. That's what the financials are doing. Let's just do the financials, right? Now if we go to industrials, let's do industrials, right? Now I'll make industrials. Industrials are a little bit more predictive. So industrial might have been like might have been like this. And this is probably like totally wrong. I don't have like the sheets in there. Industrials were kind of lead. It's it would lead the Dow before the Dow knew what it was supposed to do. So I know this is probably bad. Like leading it is probably more like it will probably be like this. Like either way, this is wrong. I don't have the sheet. When I find the Excel sheet that I had where I did the comparison, I'll be able to show you guys directly. But I just wanted to come up with a signal in real time. I didn't want to have a predictive model because I'm not there yet, and I feel like for predictive models you need machine learning to do this. So I just was like, okay, finance is very closely related in price movement, not one to one, but close. So let's just see if we can come up with a signal to determine whether or not we should buy or sell based off the price movement of the JP Morgan Goldman Sachs together collectively compared to the DIA. And that was the bot. That was literally it, right? And you could use ChatGPT, you could use DeepSeek, whatever it is, right? You just have to figure out for yourself how you are going to put this all together and communicate it to the LLM. And then from there, it's just going back and forth with the LLM to refine things. Like you test it in Python, you test it in your Windows terminal or your whatever your Mac terminal, it fails. Oh, this is the problem with this. And most of the time it's going to end up being like syntax errors that you get. So if I let me try to find. I'll literally show you guys the source code. Like I don't care. Like this isn't something that's like proprietary. Let me see. Just open with Visual Code Studio. Let's see what happens. And what I'm going to do is go on, wait for this to open, let's move it over, and let's show it. So this is the source code, right? It's literally not that much code. So all we're doing at the top right for the this is like kind of like a Python lesson, and I'm not a Python expert by no means. I literally use ChatGPT to come up with this. At the top right, you basically are just importing your libraries or your dependencies. So we're importing Yahoo Finance and we're calling it YF. So anytime we see YF in there, we're referring to the the Yahoo Finance library. Then we're importing pandas, and then we're importing time. And pandas as means anytime you see PD, we're referring to the library pandas. So here we just have the financial stocks in the Dow that we're looking for as a proxy to YM, which is commented out. So we have JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, AXP, and now what I'm seeing is that I'm actually missing a stock in here. But I think I might, for some reason, I might not have been able to get data from it during the testing, and it kept giving me errors, so I might have removed it. But I will go back and try to fix it. As you can see, it's not perfect. Like I said, this is not going to make you money, but this is just about giving you something extra to add to your trading, your development of like your algo to automate some of the things that you may be doing you will have to manually do. Like I know some people who wake up and they go look, oh, where are the stocks moving? I don't even need to do that anymore. It just tells me, oh, this is where the average is. So in here, we're just fetching intraday data from the 5 minute chart, right? We're trying to find the open, high, low, close of volume, pretty much pulling it straight from Yahoo Finance, and we're seeing the price difference. So this is not like a swing trading type of signal. This is like a 5 minute like or 1 minute candle like scalping signal. Like it's gonna pull every 60 seconds. It's gonna get new data and tell us, okay, from the 5 minute chart, is there a difference? Is there a change? How are they correlated? Buy. They're not correlated. Don't buy, and that's all it's doing. And it's checking for market data, and then here it's just getting all the stuff from the symbols. It's merging it into a single data frame or a single database, right? All of it, so then that way it can figure out the the sector, the sector change or the sector average, and then we're getting the data from DIA, which is just the proxy that we're using for Yahoo. I mean not Yahoo, YM or Dow futures, and then we're merging the financial data and the DIA data, and then we're generating a trade signal to see if, all right, is it a buy or is it a sell? Is it this or is it that? And we're adding the timestamp. We add the timestamp to the output of the bot, right? So we know when was the last time it took this date. It got the data for us. Um, and this is what it prints out. It prints out the signal update. It prints out the current time when it got the signal update. It tells us the change in DIA. It tells us the change in the financial sector, and then it prints the actual signal. And if there is data missing or it's something wrong, it tells us it's unable to generate a signal. It waits for 60 seconds and then it runs again, right? It says signal check at the end of this, and it goes right back to signal check, which is all in here. Now, some of this stuff is just like concat is just like it's combining information, and it's like locating specific columns, and removing stuff. Like so, I'll say for financials, it says remove duplicate timestamp column. So pretty much when we're pulling the data from this, right? Let's say it's going to be six. There's going to be 6 rows of open. It's going to be date, time, open, close, high, low. But it's going to be all of these for the JPM, GS, AXP. So we're just removing those duplicate columns so they're all merged into a single column. And then here it's just calculating the percentage change, the average percentage change based off of the financial data the financial data that we have. So it's a little bit weird. Don't get me wrong. I'm again like I'm not a Python expert, but I wanted to show you guys the code just so you guys can know. Like as a person that has no, like I have do have some background knowledge. Like I won't say that I'm 100% newbie. I made like a small video game before in the past, but it's like I am not a professional coder. I'm not. I wouldn't even consider myself a junior level coder. I'm just a regular person that is learning how to do this. So I'm just showing all this so you guys can figure out for yourself, okay, what correlations have I saw in my trading? What correlations have I saw in my data or quantitative analysis, and how can I apply that? How can I apply that to something that can be automated? Now, this is just a signals. This is just for signals, right? But it doesn't have to be for signals. Like it could be okay. Um, I want to get the the high of yesterday, right? So that way I can, when I come in to the trading day, I know where my daily high is and my daily low is, and it can print that price to me from yesterday without me having to even pull up the chart. It could literally just tell you it, give you your numbers, and you could like do whatever you want, take the trading view, blah 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 blah. And sometimes even with some of this stuff, you can plot it. So that's it for the video today. I just want to tell you guys about the first signal that I made. I showed you guys some of I literally showed you the code. So I mean, if you're smart, if you're if you are bored, if you had the time, you could just pause the video while I had the code, and you could literally copy the code and test it yourself. It probably will break. Take it to a LLM, fix it, make it better, ask questions on how you can prove it. Literally take the code, put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, what's wrong with this code? And let ChatGPT or DeepSeek like completely shit on me about whatever I did, so you can get better and improve upon that. But that's the video. We're just continuing down this road, trying to figure out how to just take current trading system and develop it into a algorithm, a machine learning algorithmic system, whatever you want to call it. The next thing I want to focus on besides signals is I want to go into it's called TA lib, which is this technical analysis library. And technical analysis library is going to is going to help me figure out how to improve the signals, this first part. So because it could be like, all right, we see that the financial sector is moving together, right? Is moving. They're both moving correlated, but it's like, well, we don't want to just buy at any point. We might want to add some technical analysis into it. So with TAlib, it's a library that we can use in Python to help us figure out to add more criteria to our trades. Because now it could be like, okay, we see that first part of the script is we want to make sure the sectors are correlated. Now that the sectors are correlated, now we want to look for a technical analysis on the Dow futures chart where we want to see a bullish engulfing candle. Like so, if we have a buy signal, but before we execute the trade, we need to see a bullish engulfing on the 15-minute chart. We could use TA lib, and now it'll execute. It'll execute because it knows based off financial, based off the open, high, low, close, what a bullish engulfing candle looks like to versus the previous 5-minute candle or whatever, or 15-minute candle. And now we can continue to go further and further and further in automating the trading process. So we can start to include the macroeconomic signals where we could say, all right, we're bullish on YM or bullish on Dow future because of these reasons. Now the next that information gets brought over to the next part of the algo where it's like, okay, from an intraday perspective, what should we be looking for? If we're bullish, we don't want to really look for sales. So it's like intraday it might be sales, so it might tell us there's trading opportunities, but overall we're not looking for this. And then it might switch to, all right, well, oh, it's perfect. It's a perfect bullish day because the financial sector and the DIA are perfectly aligned. Okay, now we're just waiting for these types of candlestick patterns. Oh, we got these candlestick patterns, execute the trade. And then after that, that's when we got to get into risk management and then machine learning so we can make it better to see how we can improve it. But I said that was a video before, but this really is a video. I'm just trying to break down that process, give back to you guys so you can learn and just improve.